Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your February 2022 mid-month general readings. We are looking at the last 2 weeks of February. This reading is for the water sign of Cancer. Welcome, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. As always, thanks for taking the time to be here, to watch this video. Your likes, shares, subscribes, comments, feedback, donations, those of you who reach out for personal readings, always a note of gratitude. Thank you, and many blessings back to you. So this reading is for the water sign of Cancer for the last 2 weeks of February 2022. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Cancer. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Cancerian as well. It is a general reading, so of course it's going to resonate a little differently for everyone. Watch all of your signs for any additional insight and perspective they may provide. And if you find that something does resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, perhaps take a deeper look at something, you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. You can also see that contact details by clicking on the description link, the arrow, a little arrow on this reading. I can usually respond within the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life. So if you're interested, send me a message. I'd be happy to hear from you. Okay, Cancer, let's move right into your reading and see what the last 2 weeks of February look like for you. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with Legacy of the Divine Tarot. All right, Cancer. We begin with the Fool. Brand new beginnings, the start of a new journey, stepping off into the unknown and trusting. Sometimes it can be acting foolish. Let's see what comes with it. Temperance, almost the opposite of that. Balance, trying to stay grounded, neither too much of one thing nor too much of the other. I can see right here, Cancer, that you guys are struggling to have balance in something, whether it's just trying to maintain a balance in something in your life, or maybe struggling with wanting to do something perhaps foolish or kind of foolhardy, or rushing headlong into something without considering consequences, and then, doing the thing that is the grounded, stable thing to do. There's kind of like a push and pull or a struggle here. We have strength, facing fears, doubts, insecurities, even looking at the role you've had to play in the situation you find yourself in, which can be difficult to do, looking in the mirror, right? But that's why this is strength. It takes strength to do that. It's also what you gain more of. The Six of Cups, a card of typically historical connection, childhood, roots of origin, people, places, and situations that you have an attachment to and have for quite some time. Next, we have the Seven of Cups, contemplation, reflection, taking stock, taking inventory, looking at what you have invested in something and whether or not you feel you've gotten back enough to justify your efforts. Do you need to make changes? No changes. Take what you can and move on into something else. It's a card of taking inventory and taking stock and kind of maybe making adjustments or decisions based on that. With the King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, this is likely you, for many of you, trying to go, okay, let me see what I've got invested in this. What have I put into this? What have I gotten out of it? Am I satisfied? Can I make some adjustments, or should I abandon it and do something else? For others of you, it might be another water sign that's significant or that you're involved with here. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy focus is the Nine of Swords, the card I really don't like because it represents an obsessive negative focus on something, usually with the worst possible outcome. What am I going to do if this happens? What am I going to do if this doesn't happen? Thinking about something too much, obsessively, and usually in a negative frame until it gets to be so big and bad and dark in your head that it actually doesn't even match the external reality. Doesn't mean that the source of your concern isn't valid, but this is like dwelling on it too much in too negative a way. Some of you, it feels like, I'm so stressed out about this thing. I don't know what it is. It could be, this is a general reading, but looking at these cards, it could be a variety of different things. We have a sword, a cup, a coin in terms of the minor cards, one court card, and 3 major arcana cards. So, it could be a person, a relationship, a situation of some kind, work, career, finance. But it feels like there's a lot of stress and anxiety and this push and pull of, let me just run away from this, or do I try and maintain balance, or, kind of struggling to Maybe take a look at how your decisions and choices have led to or contributed to the thing that you are in right now, whatever this situation is. The strength to do that, and the strength to perhaps even detach from it if that's what you need to do. So let's clarify just a little bit. Let's clarify the Nine of Swords. The Star and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, the Star is renewed and restored hope, faith, and optimism, but the Eight of Swords represents feeling like you can't make any changes, like you're struggling to have hope and faith. You feel like there isn't anything you can do about the situation, and you're kind of struggling. Maybe some of you are thinking about running away from it or doing something ridiculous or foolish, Let's clarify that Fool. Because it feels like the situation that you're stressed out about, you're telling yourself that you can't do anything about it. And the Eight of Swords is somewhat illusionary. It doesn't mean that doing something about it would be easy, but it does represent that it's only your fears and your mental anxiety that are keeping you in this helpless sort of position. The Eight of Cups clarifies the Fool. Leaving quickly, just running away, basically. Clarify Temperance. Temperance. Temperance is clarified with temperance and justice, doing the right thing being to stay, to maintain your balance, to do what you need to do to achieve balance and not turn your back on the situation or run away from the situation. So you're kind of struggling between these two things. Clarify Strength. Five of Swords, a hard-won victory. Sometimes even it represents removing yourself from the person, place, or situation, doing whatever it is you need to do to get through this and past this. Clarify the Six of Cups. The Nine of Coins, independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment. It feels kind of like freeing yourself from something that you have quite a historical or long-term connection with, which could be a person, place, situation, and the ideology that keeps you, the thought pattern that keeps you connected to something or hooked into a way of acting, believing, choosing, or not choosing, and freeing yourself from that. And freeing yourself from that, and focusing on your own independence, your own security, and your own sense of self-confidence and self-empowerment. Because it feels like whatever the situation is, as long as you keep yourself in this same position, telling yourself there isn't anything you can do about it, it makes you smaller than you are. It takes away the beauty and strength and uniqueness and individuality of how you see yourself. It kind of erodes away at your sense of self. Clarify the Seven of Coins. Faith, the Ten of Wands. Yeah, a heavy cycle coming to an end, a difficult, challenging cycle coming to an end. Feeling overwhelmed, and you're trying to figure out a way to bring this to an end. And again, struggling to have faith. It's like you feel like you're caught in a situation, and some of it may have been of your own making. All of it may have been into your own making, which is always, again, difficult to look at. It feels like you want to turn your head away and not look at it, ignore it, or just flat out run away from it. But that's not the right thing to do here. This is about taking charge and doing what you can and removing yourself, not only maybe perhaps from the person, place, or situation, but also the idea, the thinking, the mentality and ideology that keeps you saying, I have to stay in here and there isn't anything I can do about it, when in fact there is. There always is. Again, it might be difficult, but there always is. Okay, let's end with some advice and guidance. I'm not sure what this is about. Most of the time, there's usually enough elemental energy that I can tell what kind of area of life it is for most of you watching. I'm not really getting too much of that here. So it could be a variety of things, a relationship, a job, work situation, any kind of difficult situation that you're in right now, Cancer, that you're stressing out, but then telling yourself like you can't do anything about it. So, all right, advice and guidance. Knight of Cups, the love-driven or kindness, support-driven offer of help. The Three of Cups, kindred spirits, your best friends, positive connections in your community, community services. This is literally like asking for a little help from your friends. That's that old, is it 70s song? You know, with a little help from my friends. This is asking for help, whether it's from your circle of friends or a tribe or some kind of community resources or something of that, or accepting that help, reaching out for it and accepting it will help you kind of move through this, because, you know, this looks like a difficult, tricky situation. And I think that as long as you stay in this kind of Eight of Swords, there's nothing I can do about it mentality, that's what you come to believe in. I think that you need some kind of external feedback so that you can get a different perspective and a different view and think about it in a different way based on what other people may counsel you about or talk to you about or help you with. The staying inside your own mentality is not healthy, because it's all kind of that Nine of Swords. It's all stress and anxiety and darkness and stuff. It's going to turn out horrible and all of that. This is about stretching out and reaching out for help from your closest friends, your tribe, again, your community, resources in your community to help you through this, because you're not trapped. You're not alone. You're not stuck. Well, you are stuck, but you don't have to be. Okay? It's all about kind of reaching out there. Okay, Cancer. Those are your messages for the last 2 weeks of February. I hope you found them useful, helpful, clarifying, food for thought in some way. Again, if any of this resonates with you enough that you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else. Feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. You can also get that contact detail by clicking on the description link below, that little arrow. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the March general readings. Stay safe and well until then. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.